Hey guys, good morning. Relics reporting in. We're doing some chill streams for, I guess, yesterday, today, and tomorrow until the Porum lockdown gets released on the 15th, which we're gonna be doing a full playthrough, followed by a replay of a Porum. Very excited about that. Then, I'm just gonna do some chill, shorter streams. Today will be Necrons. Yesterday, some chatting while doing some Prey and Bell Brothers. Yoo-hoo! Last night I started watching this TV show called Project Blue Book. It's like a drama, mystery, science fiction about investigating alien encounters and fooling the public. Played by that actor from Game of Thrones that played the Littlefinger. And I started watching and it was like 7 in the morning, next thing. It's not even the greatest quality, but it's very bingeable. I do love aliens and mysteries. And it's in the era of Fallout, before, you know, everything went to shit, 1950s. I'm getting also serious Fallout itch after watching it as well. So the Americans are trying to fool the public that there's no aliens, this is always explaining something else, while the Russians are spying on them, and the aliens might get in the middle, and that's probably what caused the nuclear war. Okay, so what did we say last time? Yeah, I said we were playing Necrons next. Necrons. And we have a new plan for the save games, right? Necrons. Necrons go brr 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 brr. It's almost like Dwarf Empire printer. Yeah. There might be actually a dwarf update plan for the future of Warhammer. People are starting to complain about greenskins almost on a weekly basis. And we have a daily topics on Warhammer board about exclusives on the Epic. Yeah. Empire too strong. Talk about this. Look at this. There's a new one. There's a new one here. Goblin Spearmen beat Dwarf Warriors now. Dang, this game has changed a lot, lol. Didn't expect that. I was memeing yesterday. Hold on, let me find the topic. I sent it to numerous people. Hold on, guys. As usual, let's just chat a little bit before we start the game. We don't get distracted. So I sent this to people, and then this. Shut up. Okay. So greenskins overtuned. This is becoming like almost a regular thing now these days, boys. Why is it that my fully upgraded graveyard are being massacred? Not guys killed or destroyed or losing, but massacred with a caps lock by goblins and the boys. Blood Knights are losing to combat to boys. Now that I think about it, it must be a troll bait, but this is starting to become a normal thing. People are complaining about greenskins because they don't understand they have a VA. And when the VA is going, they're winning. No matter what you have, they're winning. So you have to work around the VA. So if you're gonna just do mindless brute force engage head on the greenskins, you're gonna have a difficult time. And this is fine now. The greenskins, you know, they fixed the greenskins. They're actually a strong faction now. And people still don't understand that. And all this complaining that has started, you know, made me do this.
So it begins.
So it begins. The start of a dwarf update. All that complaining about the greenskins, they're probably gonna buff the dwarves again. This is becoming on a daily basis, really. Hey, Blacksmith. Yoo-hoo. So the problem is people try to win against the greenskins head-on in melee. You know, this is what happens when you are trying to build a superior factions in melee on high difficulty. You lose. It's normal, right? You don't want to beat greenskins in their game. Don't go wide. Don't go battle lines thinking they're gonna win. You have to react and you have to counter their units accordingly. The VA will fuck you up. The VA has become dangerous, even for dwarves. I'm not talking about the VA trash mobs. I'm talking about the VA ability. And for some reason the AI uses it more often than the player. We're gonna play on very hard. Ultra hard feels like so spammy and grindy. So yeah, people are complaining greenskins you know, are strong, they're losing their units, but they don't understand the VA, and the VA making even the goblins powerful. It's a greenskin thing. If they believe, they win. They win. It's like this. It's like this. Hold on. There was a meme. There was a meme. Hold on, guys. Hold on. There was talks about Matrix recently, and people started making the memes again. Where did I see that one? Oh man. Was it on Warhammer 40k? This one fits the greenskins perfectly. I don't know where it was. Which website was that? Oh man, that's why we have history on the browsers. Was that on the Reddit? I don't know where it is, boys, but basically the picture shows scenes from the Matrix. Is it Morpheus? You know, there's an orc war boss, you know, in the picture, and Morpheus said he's starting to believe when he's starting to win, you know, the VAR, rolling the dices, all sixes. He's starting to believe. That's greenskins for you. It's a mob mentality. They're winning, they're winning. As long as they believe they're winning, they're winning. Hey, Turek, previous, you can see the amount. So yeah, as long as the greenskins have VA on, that buff is strong. Makes even their weakest units start winning. And by winning, they get a buff, which gives them leadership and gives the enemy negative leadership. So it might cause enemy routing, especially on a high difficulty, right? So the greenskins have been fixed, they've become a strong melee faction, and trying to play into their strengths, you will have a difficult time unless you know what you're doing. I'm just looking at the weirdest bug. Grimgor's VA army is led by Wurzak. Yeah, I seen that. I seen Legendary Lords leading the VAs. Like I said, the VAs need polish. The VA mobs are half-assed, poorly done, and almost a detriment to the campaign. Both player and the AI. Okay, enough mumbo jumbo. Let's see what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna go with like a tiny map here. I'm not playing a long stream today. All the Necrons. Which color Necrons? Temple Guard blue. Gene Stealer purple. Well, there are stages of the battle even in against the AI Akatama. You can separate their cavalry from their infantry. You can target their range, and then you can target their weak spots. It's called counters. So if you counter them harder, then they counter you. But it's all done in real time. If you have zero battlefield awareness, you will not even realize that you're failing. So you have to have battlefield awareness and apply the right pressure. Pervert red. Okay, that's my favorite color. I'll go pervert red. You're gonna have to disable quests because they're just bad. Add nothing to the game. And then the Lord of the Skulls doesn't do anything if the quests are disabled. One day they might fix this. Did I posted this on their on the discussion boards? Did I not even respond to that shit? I think I might have seen it to fix it. Lord of Skulls. It's pointless to have a lot of skulls in the game. The quest doesn't work. Everybody does complain about the Lord of Skulls because you can just do some nasty things to your units. I don't see my post anymore. So if you disable the quest, you can do the Lord of Skulls quest. So the Lord of Skulls being in the game doesn't make sense. So if you defeat the Lord of Skulls, you don't get Skulls for the Skull Throne. Quests are just detriment to the campaign if you're playing skirmish. It should be like a skirmish mode and quest mode, not just disabling quests that just fucks up the Lord of Skulls. Quests should not be messing up with the game after you continue playing, but they didn't thought after that point. I guess we're just gonna keep Lord of Skulls interfering here and just disable the quests. Yeah, we're gonna put 2 AIs in this one. Okay. Play against Tau, because we haven't really fought Tau. So Elich, are you gonna play the game or what? Now that you've shown up here, I'm gonna go to chat and type this command. Then we're gonna just, wait a bit before continuing. Yoo-hoo! Need to keep this Vampire schedule while we're playing Vaporum. That game is highly atmospheric. It's best to play during the night. It's again, I think, at least 2 days. So we got some chill streams until 15, then Vaporum lockdown, Vaporum, and then a Crooked Moon campaign begins after that. Probably gonna have 2 or 3 campaigns into Outer Worlds. Something like that. Who's gonna be the other opponent? We put Astra Militarum. So it's a free-for-all. Necrons versus Tau versus Astra Militarum. We have a small buff from Track Praetorian. We are playing basically with a hard bonus. All the AI is on very hard. The start is not as slow, and they don't have crazy stuff before we even get anything. It's a very small mob, so that's a detriment. Hopefully we have a Necron tomb close. It's gonna be tiny world size, very high landmass, and standard game pace. No quests, and artifact density very low. Everything else is on default settings. I'm wondering if the Necrons have voice acting. Doesn't seem like it. So we spawn on top of a tomb, the Necron tomb. This is where the Necrons can build cities. This is I don't know. This makes my OCD very happy because you don't have to plan a city. You know, sometimes if you don't get a good city spot, you're not very happy. Maybe one off, one there, and then you realize different deployment. With the Necrons, you always have to build a city atop the Necron tomb. So at least it's fixed. So what do we have close? Some ore and influence production. The Necrons don't eat food, they use ore and energy. We are playing machines. Just build a city here. Slave Mastaba in the royal court. And of course, hold on. Hemri Zandri. I'm not naming my city Zandri. If it's a shitty spot somewhere on the map close, and it's we'll name it Zandri. Let's see what's here. This looks like a corner. It's a tiny map. There's influence here, very nice. So what's special about the Necrons? They can only sell cities on top of Necron tombs. They have, I dare say, the deadliest firepower in the game. They probably have the best firepower in the game. And they have this thing called the reanimation protocols, living metal thing, where they have regeneration in their units. And having regeneration in this type of game, it's almost like it's so fucking good that might be your only reason even to play Necrons. But Necrons have multiple reasons to play them. It's a very powerful faction. I dare even say the strongest faction in the game. And they are a huge pain in the ass on high difficulty. So they use the Gauss flares, which have effect Gauss, scales the minimum damage with the hit points of the target unit. But they always do damage, even the Necron warriors. There's a rapid fire at half range. And they have 2 hit point regeneration per turn. Oh my god, that's like, I don't know, I can't even, that's like starting with, starting the game with Warriors of Chaos, and you can immediately recruit Chaos Warriors. They are no dog shit, heavy troop which just get bullet by range, but instead they just, regenerate, and they shoot with guns. The Chaos Warrior is actually probably one of the best quality units in the game that looks like dog shit. It's ridiculous. Let's shoot some Chaos Cultists here. And the red Necrons look really cool with the green weapons. Also, guys, if you have not seen it, I don't really like Elder, to be honest with you, but I probably fapped once or twice on their vehicles. Don't judge. There's achievements for Elder, so they are coming. They are coming. We might be playing with them next month. Pretty sure that some of these are Elder achievements. The next race for this game is Elder. So what do we even need here? What are we even gonna do here? Who's the new unit again? Flayed ones. It's a tier 1, huh? Flayed ones. We might as well stick a little bit to the infantry, huh? Summoning cores output. This technology, I just love it when you have just something so straightforward. Just boosts boosts the output of the summoning cores. This is right now no. Flayed ones maybe. Vehicles, loyalty. I guess. Yeah. So the output. This is ore. Summoning cores. Summoning core. Summoning core is production building. I'm guessing it's 10%. So super straightforward, really. I envy how straightforward this shit is. Every faction has something. You know, this is a beauty. You know, when you're creating a game that will have you know, variety of factions. When there's such a crazy variety like Warhammer universe, every faction has something really unique and fun that makes you want to play them. And it could be the main reason why you play this race over the other race. We need the Royal Pyramid, right? The heroes are important. We need to acquire tiles so we get building slots. Ooh, we have volcanic, I just noticed. Holy shit, we started volcanic and it's actually desert in the west. Maybe there's another city slot here. For Necrons, we want volcanic and deserts. That's the best setup. Volcanic and desert. That's crazy Necron. This is actually a very good Necron start. We might even get one of the deserts close to the capital. If I claim this, I immediately get boost to influence and ore. 10%. But I need the building slots. What is this? Volcanic rocks plus 40%. Volcanic Imperial Ruins. Imperial Ruins can be moved for a third slot, but they will lose 10% ore production. We do need slots. We need slots more than anything. These are amazing tiles. Necron starting on volcanic, it's almost illegal. Oh, they're gonna gang up on my warrior here. It's dead? Might be. Ooh, that's almost. Almost. I have not enough influence for this, huh? Does look like it's gonna be dead. But what can you do? We had 3 units pop up on us. Casualty on turn 3 feels bad, man. Okay, let's get the summoning core here. This produces also research and loyalty. Three units is rough if you're getting baited again there. But they went north. Okay, I got a kill here. This is influence as well. This is the end. Could have been worse. We could have had an enslavers close. This is dead end. The Royal Pyramid technology. Necrons don't use food now. They use ore and energy. And influence, of course. Let's go with Flayed Ones. We have not used that unit before, so one of the new ones. They're very straightforward, so what does this mean? This means you have one less resource to deal with, which means if your capital starts on this type of bonuses, like volcanic, like desert, you have massive advantage. This is a crazy allocation for the Necrons, or volcanic and deserts, because these are the primary resources. Starting with the research building is very important. I'm gonna get a research building here. We lost a unit, so we have to go with a infantry building immediately to replace it. There's a skull altar here. The Chaos Cultists are short range like the boys, but they can do some impressive damage because they're tank combatants. Get close here. We have 6 armor, so we're good. For the rapid fire. Okay, the warrior costs 30 energy, so we use energy to wake up our units. And then we use ore to maintain them. We have a reanimation, Necrodermis repair, so if we get pinned here, we can heal. Yeah, they have instant heals with influence. Apparently, no Space 2, it did. It's a beautiful game with amazing soundtracks, some nice click gameplay, but simultaneous turn skill that game for me. Just irritated by it. It's the worst thing that happened to turn-based strategy games. Visiting the Skull Altar, we get a buff called Blood Blessing for 10 turns, which gives us additional 17% attacks, which means the Gauss Flares will do more damage. It's a 10 turn buff. Should not underestimate this. We need at least 2 of them to challenge them. And this is a problem. There's another one here. Might be able to get away. look like fine here. We're gonna need shelters. At least we didn't get it pinned, but it still got a bit of damage here. Crossing the river costs movement, so we can't really get away properly. Or we can, we have 3, so it's 1, 2, 2, 3. This unit might be dead. Might be dead. Just use Necrodermis repair. I think we have to in this case. Tiles cost 1 influence to maintain, so we can use just this one or claim another one. Maybe another one is best in this case. So many volcanic rocks here. Guess we claim this one for one of the alchemic wars. I'm building units. You can see they're being recruited. Let's get the flayed ones. It says the flayed ones can materialize at any time, lured from their bleak dimension by scent of blood and carnage, and will commonly stalk their prey before attacking with little regard for strategy. When the moment of strike comes, flayed ones scramble madly into battle, slashing at their prey with twisted talons and draping themselves in the mangled body parts of their quarry. It's a melee unit. Okay, we'll queue alchemic water for ore production. These guys do have ruin stealth, so they do some reduction there. While Imperial ruins, but not here, huh? I do have 6 armor. Should be enough to push them here. Yeah. It looks like there's another location for a city here. And this is amazing. 2 tombs in the corner. Our pistols can do anything inside armor. This is actually normal. This is just normal to see. Always when you're moving like 3 tiles from the city, you encounter the neutrals. That's how the game works. We are playing on medium settings for the neutrals. Fucking no downtime Necrons, it's just crazy. Neophyte hybrids here. There are 5 flayed ones. They have a weapon called the Flare Claws. I guess each one has 2 claws. 5 times 2, 10. It's usually weird, because this is weird, because usually there would be 5 flare claws and then it says 2 attacks. This says 10 flare claws and 1 attack. Huh. I guess it's the same shit. Flare claws times 10. It's plural. 10 times 2.1 or 5 times 2.1 times 2. It's weird because they usually went just increase the number of attacks, don't give them extra weapons. This one has 5 flares, so each soldier has 1. Each soldier here has 2 claws. I guess they just went with a different way. Yeah, for sure. They have animation protocols and they ignore Overwatch. It also cause fear. How much their upkeep? Same as the warriors. Kinda need the shelters. The energy is used to get buildings up. Almost looks like we're getting debated here. So guys are fighting somebody up there. Might be another faction. There's no more influence there. Increase the healing of animation protocols. Canoptic spider. You can just build it here immediately. There's a little no downside. For a second city. This 3 should be able to push here. Oh, they got surrounded. We got Overwatch. Still a very high damage. They had more. That's unfortunate. It'll play around that. Second Necron war that we lost. Under a forest. This is the first tile we could have taken also. And this guy's going super aggro here. Well, there's no reinforcements here. Don't look like we lose this one. This unit is 33% more expensive. From what I remember from before, with the Immortals, they were not that good. Not too much, not enough defense to replace warriors. Third casualty here, huh? Got a Canoptic Spider as well. It's 4 turns for that one though. You need more energy. We lost 2 Necron warriors and 1 flayed ones. Pretty steep casualties already. Two of them were pretty much unavoidable. Well, with deals like this, you have to put him in harm's way. I think this is gonna give us another half a health per turn. Remember, I think this thing's a little bit buffed. Could have done more damage by shooting first. There's nobody is here to help them. Okay, we actually built faster than we could have supported the city. Yoo-hoo! Come here. Hey nerd! Thanks for the raid, welcome everybody. Playing some Necrons in 4K here. So, the Embers of the Burning One, they got instantly renamed. I think the Immortals got a buff since I lost them last time. They do have Tesla weapons. Which is, you know, sure. How scales this thing? Well, Tesla weapons have extra attacks. As the targets for the Tesla weapons are deadlier. I wish this had a rapid fire. But rapid fire Tesla weapons would be ridiculous, right? There's just a slightly better Necron warrior with sometimes lower and sometimes higher damage. I think this unit is better with a higher level though. They do have 2 extra armor. It's basically just a heavier Necron warrior with a different weapon. Tesla weapons are good against low armor enemies. And with the level, it gets quite a bit of damage. Got a Canoptic Spire to get a city here. Oh, we see some guardsmen here, so it looks like there's enslavers in the middle and there is Astra Militarum in the north. Also discovered Tau. Oh, don't you dare. There's a piranha here. So what's the heal buff here? 0.7, so it's a third. Yeah, they definitely buffed the reanimation protocol since I played them last. Must have not been doing that great in multiplayer, huh? This is only a conflict here, which is gonna be nasty, I feel. They have an advantage over us for most of the early game, I feel. Piranha has 5 movement. I don't think we should engage here, we should just actually disengage. We lost 3 units to the wildlife. It looks like this guy is fleeing from the Tau. Fire warriors coming now as well. Oh boy. Looks like they're extending everything they have here. They're just directly above us and we clear the wildlife for them to attack us. This is a problem with exploring early game. I keep getting punished by that. Hey nerd. It's going okay. Might be dead. But just okay. We cleared the wildlife right into their army. I hate when that happens. We have to just pull out, otherwise they're gonna just kill us here. A Canoptic here. We can't really expand with these guys moving like this. The city's natural defense mechanism, yeah, heavily fortified. These guys are looks like on a killing spree. Hold on, guys. Okay. So tower just above us. Might not see our expansion here. This could have been a better thing here, but oh, it'll help. I don't want to go too much north. The Astromatarum could pull them and we might be fine then. Yeah, I'll get a second city here. It's a very good spot. Probably much generate extra energy here. We're gonna run out of energy building 2 cities. And they're close. Cities can be overrun if they have tier 3 units. Okay, we got city expansion here. We could get this desert here. This desert here so we can get the extra energy. Energy is used to pretty much to build everything. It's like we're getting baited here. If I leave this spot, they may not be able to see us. I don't want to aggro them here. Let's get atomic flares, more armor penetration, the Gauss weapons. We have a nice corner here. Okay, the land of the dead has been secured. Just need lots of power here. Gonna have a lot of influence. Not gonna be much use unless we can get military up. We should not do any more exploration here. Just make it worse. Awaken the Necrons. Too soon. Too soon. Don't you know the Necrons are tier 5? This is okay. Flares. Used to be at 25% damage, but I changed it to 1 AP. Better, more armor for the infantry. Devilfish. I'm playing against Aster Metarum and Tau. I don't want to engage their main force. This is very nice. Yeah, we'll at least know what's on this side. Required for research. Was Devilfish, not a Hammerhead. It's too early for a Hammerhead. This is where we want to generate a lot of energy. We can keep up with 2 cities. I might even put some more production here. Tile there. It's clear for most part. Growth rate of Necron cities. I think it's 20% buff. Get the temple first though. I have a shop for the hero here close. Shit is awfully close. We should ignore it for a couple turns. Okay. I think the army just moved on west. They're gonna be clearing all the wildlife fighting between us and Militarum, and then we're gonna have an engagement. Whoever is left. Early on fight makes the third party just win. I'm gonna need more ore here. Let's build here 2 of them. I need more pop too. Probably best to get an extra slot then. And entering a point where we're gonna start losing loyalty. Ooh, that's not good. Too close. Maybe they don't respond immediately. They're healing here, I think. Okay, this looks like there's an engagement going on there. Just want this with line of sight, so they don't see me and I see them. On top priority for them, I think. Losing is a little bit too fast here compared to resources. We have a very good position here to fight. City give big bonus to the infantry. Just need to deploy our Overwatch here with Gauss weapons. Okay, let's get a Necron Lord. We don't need a Slay Mastaba here. Second one, I mean. City here was amazing here. It's pretty good Overwatch available here. We should extend it, but at least one tile. This is a trap here. Let's clear this area here. We should clear this forest really. So it gives you one extra. Huh? It's actually 6.6, 10%. Okay. Just let us turtle here in the corner. We'll be do fine. Do fine. Oh man, whoever is gonna win in the account between the Tower and Astra Militarum is gonna have a massive veteran army. That's why we have to consider even ground between us and the AI. Otherwise, a lot of the early games always turtling. especially if there are more than two opponents. Can you actually put Setter the Imperishable? Imperishable. Yeah. I'll put increase the population limit on the cities. Dynasty is very good. This is the main reason to get the Necron Lords. They're very tanky. They buff armor, they buff population capacity of the cities, and they can summon Praetorians. Amazing stuff. Defensive protocols is pain in the ass, for sure. Let's go shop some items. This whole damn title in there. Oh man, that's too long. We'll just clear this forest here to get vision. An Optic Spider is basically a utility unit. I'm gonna build a city, clear tiles, and repair vehicles and fortifications. Clear this so we have a good line of fire. We have a lot of influence, so we should consider getting some good stuff here. Concealed weapon systems 80. More movement. Armor. Both weapons, both attacks are melee, right? Actually, this one is the melee, the Void Blade. This one is massive. The amount of gear you can put here is just crazy stuff. We just need the influence. We just emptied everything, really. There's only 3 hit points here. We're not gonna be doing other stuff with that. Our gauntlet, I guess it makes sense. You only have a melee expert setter. This guy dies, pretty much huge setback. Huge. More health, more armor, more attacks, influence per turn, lifesteal, and more damage in melee. We're gonna go get Skulls of the Skull. We're gonna get the corn buff. We really need more ore. The influence he generates is actually gonna pay for all these items over time. Amazing. I seen the city, yeah. I'm just pretending it's not there. If we engage them, it's gonna be a costly war. The third party is gonna get out of control. Armor penetration, melee weapons. Pulse unit experience in Gladius. Every level is 10% morale, 5% damage, and 5% health. Quite potent, really, on veteran units. This side is secure for most part. This is actually very good. We have a good battlefield here. We really need more ore right now. We're just gonna deplete otherwise. I'm not happy with this, so we might be facing a nasty veteran army. But the other play is to go into attrition war and then the third party rolls us over. We don't have powerful units right now. So taking up is probably just the best thing to do. Look at that city slot there, it's so nice. We had everything here. We started in an ore region and then there's deserts here. But expanding here will just trigger a war. Battles. We can just build this too tall. Use a little bit more research. Might have overdid it with the energy, but we're gonna need it. We're gonna need a lot of it. Maybe it's best to store it now, right? Xander is looking good. Let Tomb Blade go around and see what's going on. Where the hell is Aston Latarum? Searching Monolith next. This is a very fast unit. For Gauss blasters. There is a trade. We need more temples. Also going to need more population soon. Artifact loyalty. It gives us plus 2 loyalty to every city. It looks like Aston Latarum might have engaged the enslavers and then they lost to Tau in the end. Blaze is very nice to scout them up, and that distance will not invite trouble. So you wonder where the Tau are if they were on the top and then now on the bottom. Very strange. Doesn't look like they are on the north, they're on this side here. Let's start producing monoliths. For difficulty, AI is on very hard and we are on hard. So we got a small bonus and they have a mage bonus. Much is gonna be turtling here. There's another city here. What the? I'm confused. These Taus are a little bit strange with this shit, really. We have really not really seen the AI in action as a Tau. But it looks like, look at this city here and a city there. Aston Latarum probably getting ganked in the corner. Never mind. Never mind. This is a little bit tricky now. They're gonna have a veteran army against us. We're next. The attack will be coming from here, right? Need more temples. Arsenal Town probably the weakest faction in the beginning. So this looks like their capital. My baby's here. Not sure if there have been any changes to it. I think metal is strong, a little stronger than before. I'm gonna put these things in mass production. Get another Necron Lord as well. Increase the penetration of blast and template weapons. Let me get done. Things are pretty much we park them and then we see if we get any attention before we send the rest of the army. The Tomb Blade has been worth every penny. What is this? Grassland, desert, grassland, forest, Arctic. How can there be Arctic in the middle, in the center of the map? What a fucked up planet is this? Somebody use some kind of climate weapons there. Underground Frost Spring. Is there a thing? I think that army is moving this direction. They're just ending whatever neutrals are left. We can expect conflict soon. Make sure the area is clear for firepower. And we got a second lord. We should have enough for the items as well. Especially when we get the influence item. This basically tells it's a cliff, yeah. More temples, yeah, it's gonna be constructed. We need more ore as well. These things are costly. Sixth item we're using here. Three hit points. Setup makes a lot of sense. Not only they not cost us anything, but they're gonna generate the influence after that purchase. All they give us population. The most available units. Okay, we've been found. Drones. Hammerhead. Scary gunship. Piranha. Looks like around level 7 their army. Definitely on the way. To increase the armor penetration of the particle whip. It should. Better solution. Yeah, I see your better solution. Armed to the teeth. There's a Necron tomb here, and can build a city. Huh? They have 1 damage artifact. I have some loyalty, but it doesn't show there. City here now. At least we know where the lines are. Four more. Aha, this is city. Ah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. 4 more. So there was 1, 2. Ah, this is confusing with the civilization 6. In the civilization, it's 3 in the civilization. It's 4 in this one. Let the war begin. Probably have not only outnumbers, but they have also higher rank, higher levels. We could just jump this, right? Destroy this, it's a really big blow. Okay. Got him with the pains down! It's not a pretty sign, but I'll take it. Holy shit, this thing is not even taking that much damage. We really need to bring this city down before the army arrives. Get like a ton in 7 turns. Good Overwatch here. Holy shit, those things delete my warriors. Crisis battle suits. We gotta destroy this city. It's a good one with battle suits down. Gauss weapons are pretty good here, so the warriors are good to route. Okay, what do we have here? 5.8. An optic will just be annoying by we don't even have to maintain the monoliths that much. This one is taking a little bit of damage though. Use those metal spiral legs to repair shit. A single target damage kinda sucks right now against targets like this, but there's a lot of firepower here. These things are not meant to be hard hitters, but it's still just multi-target hitting and clearing all the infantry. Was it a gunship? Once we get the Royal Guard, we'll be able to get rid of them. I have to use the oracles yet. More damage. The Hammerhead does pretty good damage on the hero. This is the big gun, huh? The railgun with solid shot. That's the heavy damage one, yeah, very high damage. Could have done with more damage if it moved a little bit closer. We don't really need energy, we need ore. We need more ore. Know where this building goes actually, might be full. And there's a lot of Necron tombs on the map on medium settings. Medium settings overtuned as usual. Down to 12 health. Yeah, this is a big blow. Oh, the city tiles disappear. We have fire warriors here. Demoralized, they'll take extra damage. Is that still battle suits? Those things are shaking like crazy. I was working on the old Jenny. There's trouble here for sure. Should buy some time here. Not very effective units against the infantry in the ruins. Let's go like this direction here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, these guys. They're all guard now. It's plus 12 population limit to the cities. Talk about going tall. I have to build those buildings, so cool. What happened with my morale there? I used the ability. This bought us a turn here. Horse getting slaughtered. This is a mechanized warfare, not infantry. Not really fit for infantry. Not planet scale. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna get a coffee. See you in like 5, 6. I'm here. Okay. We need more firepower here. The monoliths are tanky, but they will not be able to clear all of that. Best deleting infantry. I guess I get this first targeting and see if they actually get 5 arm penetration, and then we'll get some big firepower in, like an Annihilation Barge and Doomsday Arc. This infantry is not very useful here, just good for dying. We'll use it for map control. Cheap map control units. Akatama says, I nerfed the Empire AI by 50% upkeep and bunch of recruitment costs, but I still are winning in my game. And Empire's out of control. Lost morale here, huh? It's the ability they use. Morale balances the damage outputs. So we currently have less accuracy and take more damage. Those drones is what they usually spawn, a lot of them. Really need this one here. Go heal, it's just gonna die here. We'll have to buy some time here. So Devilfish here. Devilfish is a transport. This area is totally exposed here. I need to invest one monolith here. If they kill, they're gonna get a lot of experience, a big army. 3 are on their left side. Wonder how much damage we take here. They do have 2 hammerheads, which counter monoliths. But we can just delete their infantry here, maybe even demoralize them a bit. It's one of the most effective infantry killers in the game, the Gauss Flux Arc. Those tanks cannot be killed by with monoliths. Hammerhead gunship, huh? That's some serious firepower. Use our Necron Lord here to help a bit. We have a Royal Guard available. Dark Praetorians are nasty when they're summoned by the Necron Lords. Especially if they don't die immediately, they can be quite annoying. Nasty short range unit. Kind of much much scarier Soul Space Marines. Another hammerhead. Well, this is actually a gunship, not a hammerhead. It's actually the Skyray gunship, not a hammerhead gunship. Just like that, dead. Yeah, this is a lot here. This is a lot. Let's just fall back here. Those hammerheads are not easy to destroy what we have, and they're gonna slowly kill all the units. Those weapons are better against the tanks, so I'll just send a Tesla one to scout. Hammer is producing vehicles with 4 temples as fast as we could. If we produce any faster, we might actually start burning that energy. The 3 cities will start burning that energy anyways. We'll sacrifice these Necron warriors here to buy some time. I don't think that they have the auto repairs. I remember they have auto repairs. They have 10% more damage, which is causing problems. And I don't. Did the tower have auto repairs? Anybody knows? I forgot. I played them only once. Our regeneration is a really big deal. Yoo-hoo! How to find the game? There's a depth to it with fighting. That's always, you know, just one more turn addiction. They do the fighting very good, and it's Warhammer 40k, so it's fun. We just have to build a black pyramid here. We actually got in a crazy position here. I think it's because of this position here we got crazy amounts of energy. Because we could pretty much play on one resource always being you know, full and one on deplete. Yeah, we have the infrastructure is set up. It's set up. We just have to survive their veteran army that they destroyed the Astra Militarum. I don't think Astra Militarum is a good opponent to have on a small map. They're just gonna get killed. Tiny map. On a small map might be fine. I have 2 Necron Lords and they're fully geared up. Particle Whip is the main weapon of the monolith, you know, when you look at the unit, but it's not really its main weapon. It's the guns, the Gauss Flak Arc, you know, these weapons around them. This does help with having an extra damage there. Hey, Konglok. The main strength of the monoliths, it's the durability, in my opinion. But that's the reason why they're so expensive. We can counter hammerheads with monoliths, and the hammerheads counters us. It's still very hard to kill it though. This is one of the best units of the Tau. The TX-7 Hammerhead gunship. mood for experience. I guess we can still stay on this side here. AP, 5 AP, so the technology did give us more AP because it's it's a blast weapon. Radiant discharge increases the penetration of Tesla weapons. Very deadly, but main Tesla weapon is Obelisk. It's just the animation. It's a small indie team, really. A family bakery that does this game. So they do have the excuse. And the ruin, the Lord is fine. I don't really put it outside the ruin. In close there. This is a heavy, super investment, really. So what are we gonna do about this? I guess we'll just claim tiles for now. Looks like a poor imitation of Civ. Yeah, it definitely can look like that. But Civ can only dream of having battles like this. It's a whole intricate system with types of weapons, types of units, and balancing, and all the mechanics of the weapons and the units. Still turn-based with 1 unit per tile, but it has depth of a lake, like the sea has a depth of a river. Fighting wars with in Warhammer 40k, it's probably the best environment for fighting wars. While the through the ages can be a little bit boring, with the units getting outdated all the time. After all, this is probably the best universe for war. They made sure of it. Got one of the hammerheads down. Yeah, the monoliths counter the drones nicely, so it's pretty much one of our best units against the Tau. Well, usually after big wars there is usually at least one generation of like about 30 years before the next big war, but in the Warhammer universe it takes one generation and the orcs are back already. And they all also want to fight. I guess it's war in every generation almost. All there are big gaps, you know, usually between the wars, right? Because you have to recover manpower and resources. Unless it's like some kind of retaliation war. I think in Warhammer Universe you cannot defeat chaos, so you're always gonna have to resist it and fight it. So it's almost losing. You're stagnating. There's a stalemate, and one step forward, one step backwards. Like, as you can't really defeat chaos, so you can only just resist it and slow it down. Well, the chaos is the most powerful force in Warhammer Universe, right? When I look at the obliterators in Warhammer 40k, and when I look at the Chosen in Warhammer Fantasy, I'm like, who can actually defeat this shit here? And there is like 50 million ways to kill them and defeat them easily. I feel like they're always underpowered in the games. And when you go fucking read the lore, it's like you shit your pajamas. Something came up out of the warp. They have to their powers, there will be no gameplay, but they actually lose to pretty much everything, McWeasels. Because you know, in the video games, you know, especially done by the Americans, the good guys have to win. That's the main issue. But they're always underpowered. Wow, look at the red Khitan. My bad, transcended Khitan. Aren't Chosen pretty good in campaign? Chosen are amazing, but the AI versus AI gets countered because Chosen suck against the range and the balance of power. So they never even seen a battle. The game is oriented around the range, and the chaos sucks. Not even intentionally, just bad designs. It is intentional for the order to be stronger than the evil. It is intentional the chaos cannot win. But it is not intentional that the Chosen get killed by even Crosswomen. I don't think in a video game, even in a video game, a crossbow should be able to harm stuff like Chosen. Heck, even the Chaos Warriors. They're just stupid. And there are all the units in the game which cannot be harmed by these units. For various reasons. And that's why the Chaos looks so bad and not very threatening. As even the most basic range can counter them. It shouldn't. In 40k, it makes sense, I guess, for the obliterators to get destroyed by the basilisk, right? They will not be destroyed by the guardsmen. It will not happen. Will not be destroyed by most of the infantry from the Astra Militarum. It will not happen. But I believe in life crossbows that killed armor. No, most of the crossbows couldn't penetrate the best armor. It depended. It has to be a really big crossbows. You still had to shoot for the gaps and the vulnerable spots. Chosen have just think about it. There's basically armor has merged with their skin. So the way I see it regarding this case, if you want to compare it to real life, the skin has become steel. Steel that cannot be penetrated by such weapons, only maybe bruised. The best armor could not be penetrated by most crossbows. But only individuals had such armor. And chosen are those individuals, and you'll translate it to fantasy, right? The Space Marines still awful bad in this game? No. They're a bit much better now. Yeah, but that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense that that Imperial Guard will cannot stand a chance against the Chaos in the close combat. That makes perfect sense. That's why the Space Marines exist. Space Marines are the ones that fight the Chaos in close combat. We got into the point where, in a normal environment, the greatswords have surpassed the Black Orcs, and they make the chosen, the Chaos Warriors look bad. And this is the issue with the mentality of, you know, good guys winning and plebs actually be able to, you know, enjoy the game. In what reality do the Great Swords have a chance against the Chaos Warriors or the Black Orcs? Now I'm talking about in a normal environment, Amir. If you put the Emperor in their best environment and the Greenskin environment, the Emperor cannot match the Greenskins in melee. They lose. But when you use the combined arms of the Empire against the Greenskins have no chance. Never. And that's how it's in the lore. But in a normal environment, the Greatsword started winning against the Black Orcs, which should not be the case. Greenskins become terrifying in melee because of the VA buff, right? We're talking about the stat-wise on the base unit. Black Orcs still behind. No, it's because of the anti-infantry Amir and how the attack, defense, and vigor works. And the main reason is 120 versus 80. 120 versus 80. So the orcs have to swing more times to kill all those targets, while the greatswords swing less to kill. So basically, the greatswords are getting tired less by killing orcs than the orcs are getting tired by killing the greatswords. Now I'm talking a normal environment, how the stats work. Stat-wise, the Greatsword is better than the Black Orcs. And how the combat works in Total War. So 120 Greatswords is stronger than 80 Black Orcs. Just think about it. Just think about it. Unit that has less men has to swing more to kill more men, because they don't have special attacks. So they have high health, high damage, but they will tire faster and do less if they don't have the stats to support that. So the Black Orcs don't, if they don't get enough attack, most of the time they're gonna get tired before they actually ever hit their prime in combat. While they'll still do ridiculous performance because of their, you know, stats, unit like Greatswords outperforms them because they have better attack. So the Greatswords hit more often, they have more men, they hit more Black Orcs, so they do more damage, kill more Black Orcs with the same amount of vigor. The Black Orcs will fight them. So the extra health, extra damage on the Black Orcs doesn't matter that much, because how the vigor and the difference in the unentity size of the unit works. Actually, the Black Orcs will be better against monsters than the Great Swords. You're still not getting what I'm saying. Still not getting what I'm saying here. The Black Orcs actually will fight the large units better than the Great Swords. The Great Swords will just be tossed around. Same like the Sword Masters. So what does this mean? What does all this mean? It means these units like Chosen or the Black Orcs, which are the elite units, they struggle against larger anti-infantry units, while they're gonna be more versatile against you know, units in general, which makes them overall better units, because it's better to be anti-large than anti-infantry. But the issue is why we're talking about this is because the Greatswords in no universe are stronger than the Black Orcs. But the developers have made them stronger than the Black Orcs on the base. And when you add technologies to the mix, when between AI and AI, the Greatswords always win against the Black Orcs. Always. There is never a single situation where the Black Orcs will win against the Emperor Greatswords AI versus AI. Night Goblin Archers are probably a better unit for Greenskins against the Empire than the Black Orcs, which is the sad reality of the current state of the Empire. It's just a bullshit in the AI versus AI, and it's a balance issue. Range meta is just looking melee really bad in both balance of power and in melee, and this brings us to the Chaos, which has the worst balance of power in the game, because they have the worst range units in the game, because range meta broke back. The Empire is made to be one of the strongest faction, with how the current game works. It cannot be intentional. It cannot be. I mean, it cannot be. What's the word? My bad. Not. It is intentional. It cannot be a coincidence. It's intentional, I think. It cannot be unintentional. Yeah. So they made the Empire the strongest on purpose. And makes factions like Chaos, Vampire, and Greenskins, the main enemies of the Empire, stand absolutely no chance. It has to be like a planetary alignment. There is still a chance for shit to go wrong with the player input, but in most of the scenarios, you know, if the Empire gets to their experience technology, the other ones just start losing. The Empire, the AI Empire is too strong, in other words. It's way too strong. You guys seen Manfred rank 1 and then in matter of turns just get destroyed. Because you know what is the main reason for this? The main reason for this is there is a much higher chance the Empire factions will work together with dwarves, with Bretonia, with Kislev, Southern Realms. Heck, even the elves, with elves, high elves, than there is for the vampires to work together with any other faction in the game. And that is a huge balance issue for the long game. This is probably the main issue why most of the time these factions just get destroyed. The AI is basically ganging up on the factions that cannot gang up on them in most situations until it's too late. Which means the first 80 turns. Like the early game. So it's a huge balance issue between AI versus AI there. Instead of just balancing the factions specifically, they should make a system where somebody mentioned this thing called Lucky Nations from Paradox Games. They basically give higher bonuses to certain factions or penalties to other factions. Like one faction gets penalties to income, another faction gets bonuses to how much money they get per turn. And they should be randomized every single campaign. That probably would be the true random instead of trying to balance the factions around the world map, which is a ridiculous time effort, which is impossible for the devs to do. So if this get randomized at the start of the campaign, like the Empire getting sometimes penalties, sometimes they're even like lower the chance of confederation. This could be like 10 different factors implemented into this, and heck, they could even put in this part of this like Vampire starting allied with like 2 other factions. Like at the start of the campaign, Vampire's being allied with Clan Mulder and Von Carsons immediately. This could be totally randomized to give even more random experience to the game instead of trying to balance the factions around the world map and other factions, which is impossible. It is true that the Chaos Corruption is garbage. It doesn't have any influence on the world, and it's supposed to be a factor. It is true that the Vampiric Corruption should buff the vampires more and penalize the invaders as well. But you know, it's like gonna take years for them to realize that they could do stuff like this as well. They're currently demoralized, so we can definitely aggro here now. We have to avoid that though. And this brings me back to Chosen and Obliterators. In this type of games, these units should practically be immune to tier 1. Like here, the Guardsmen have no chance against Obliterators. In Total War, Swordsmen or the Crossmen should do absolutely nothing to the Chosen. That doesn't matter difficulty. While the even the most basic range units totally destroy them and auto-resolve and just break the game AI versus AI. Well, there should be a system that just covers that, but we all been complaining about this for years. The Chosen should be pretty much impervious to projectiles, at least the regular projectiles. The armor is just not good enough anymore since they buffed the AP and damage over time so many times, and the armor is almost stayed the same. The archers and the crossmen of the Empire are broken. They pretty much make Empire even survive from brink of destruction because the balance of power, how the units affected. And they make units like Chaos Warriors, Chosen, Black Orcs really bad. It's a big design issue. Literally, in one reality, should Chosen or Chaos Warriors take damage from some peasant archers of the Empire. Pretty much lay with the archers on tier 1. Even for the sake of the game, they should take no damage at all. Those are tier 3 and tier 4 units, and they're getting countered by tier 1 tier units, especially in balance power and auto resolve. Problem is, they buffed damage so many times, talking about weapon strength, missile strength, but they have not touched shields. They have not touched shields at all. The shields have stayed the same. At least the shielded units should be impervious to distress range units. Chosen should probably get even as high as 90% damage reduction with shields. And they will still take high damage from armor piercing units like Sisters of Avalon or Waywatch. They'll still get destroyed, even with 90% shields. But they'll at least be impervious to archers and crossmen. Well, archers at least. Crossmen will still do a little bit damage. There are different shields in the game Archmagnets. It's a value assigned to the unit. Between 0 and 45 is bronze. Between 50 and 80 is silver, and 80 and higher is gold. And it will block stuff like arrows, bolts, and gunfire. Only from the front. I haven't seen any gold shields, only through buffs, Viking, only through buffs. They exist. Probably how it should be, the bronze shields should block half the damage, while silver shields should block all damage from the front, and the gold shields should block all damage from any side regarding range. That's probably how I would do it, how I think about it. So bronze shields just block half the damage from the front, silver shields block all damage from the front, and the gold shields block all range damage from any side. And a unit like goblins would have bronze shields, iron breakers, silver shields, chaos warriors, and chosen gold shields. There should be a technology that does this for factions, better shields. Every faction that has shielded units should have these technologies. It should be the part of a standard game, and so it doesn't affect multiplayer. So every faction in the game should have a technology that upgrades the shields like that. Yeah, you're chosen and you're getting hit by the worst range in the game, Skaven Slave Slingers, you still take damage. It's like you're standing in the real life and somebody's shooting you with a cheap-ass water gun. Like $2 in the store, made in China. And you're actually getting bruised and start bleeding from that water gun. we ignore this area, they're gonna take the hits. Even on the regular units, Mr. One Boy, if you look the trick in the forest, they take decimal damage. Can do a lot of damage here now because they're kind of broken, but I have to avoid it there. If we get monitor level 10, they'll just carry the rest of the game. Just have to avoid it a lot of skulls. Okay guys, please sit down before I tell you this. Please sit down and take a deep breath. One of the Roman legions, one of the cohorts, goes into a testudo. Shields front, shields on the top, shields on the sides, fucking shields everywhere. They're getting hit by arrows, rocks. They slowly losing health. They keep getting hit, they start slowly dying. It does not block all damage, it just mitigates. So Testudo can be killed by even the worst range units in the game, while they have 100% shield cover. While in Thrones of Britannia, the shield fortress is almost impervious to projectiles. They did a good job with that. Yeah, they fixed most of the formations in Attila, but they never fixed it in Rome 2. But they fixed some of the formations in Attila so good, they broke them in a way where the units become invincible. Where the enemy cannot even target them, and he just die next to it. It happens if you pay attention. We had a battle where I was showing one unit of infantry against, I don't know, 15 units of enemy. It was the Western Roman Empire, and they were not taking any damage, and the enemy was just dying. The enemy couldn't even attack. They would just think that information, it was an obvious bug, and you were just winning, and the enemy couldn't do anything. It's one of the most game-breaking things that can happen. The way to counter this is with range units, and Attila, they carefully went with range. They gave barely any armor to the range units. That really forced the game to feel different than the Rome 2. This is what's the one of the worst feelings what they're doing. Changing the game just for the sake of being different, so people can't complain. This is the same Total War we played before, just a different setting. And most of these changes are for the worse. the city, you know. What's the reduction in this unit? 50%. It does not have regeneration, but it has a necrodermis repair. That is strange. Isn't that strange, guys? Transcendent Catan has a necrodermis repair, but no reanimation protocols and no living metal. And when you read a disability, it says if a Necron is only mildly damaged, the living metal body can somewhat heal itself, flowing in reserves metals to cover flaws and failings. But it doesn't have living metal or animation protocols, and it's not even a Necron. So it's obviously not a Necron unit, so why does it have a Necron ability? So strange. Is it like some kind of forced gameplay here? I always wondered about that. It's damage artifact. Best cost units for the Razor Standard. Well, that's the only ones you're gonna be using for that situation, Akutama. Yeah, that's a lot accurate, but why do they have a Necron ability here then? If they don't have the Necrodermis. It's a lot accurate not to have these abilities, but why do they have this then? But this is not a Necron unit. So not the robots or the machines. These are actually beings. What are we called? Star gods? Transcendent Catan are all that remain of once mighty star gods. They are echoes of their former selves, splinters of energy that survived the Necrons' betrayal and were trembled in Tesseract labyrinths. Ancient archaic technologies shackle these beings to the will of the Necron masters. So they are enslaved gods. And they still have necrodermis repair. But they don't have necrodermis. So they went a lot of friendly here, but not a lot of friendly here. That is weird, you know, design decision. Taking the damage artifact. I like to think this pyramid just is keep turning around when these gun arrays are shooting. It is? But aren't they just like pure energy? I don't know. Oh, holy shit, look at that ore output. We're gonna run out. Oh boy. Stop producing units. We have 5 tons of ore. And so they're inside the Necrodermis. It's a very strong melee attack. And the main gun does pretty good damage to a hero. Minus 48 ore, huh? We can claim this one if we get that. They can get radius 3 on the city. It almost looks like they were fighting a lot of skulls there. Okay, so it fits that they have Necrodermis body. The Necrodermis repair. Dark drones do pretty good damage to the city. Especially now that it's been damaged. Still have nice to have a couple of infantry units going together with the lords. Goddamn Makatama. wait for it, but they're gonna patch it one day. Let's wait for it. A lot of scouts probably kill their whole army. Probably, yeah, it's causing some grief there. That looked like the Gatling cannon. Get it, cleaver of corn will just one-shot the monolith, so you have to stay away. All the DLC race is good in this game. If you want to play them, why not? If you don't care about those races, who cares about them, right? Battle suit. Blasters. I think it's somewhere in this area. Send in some scouts to investigate. Some of the abilities of the Necron infantry, like use dimensional corridors to a monolith. So it's so good to create a base of monoliths. Monoliths like one of the core units. You can't really even play this game without it. Good at taking damage and just map control. This looks like the capital. I wanna get this invasion. There he is. It's the strongest unit in the game. I'm not sure if this unit is supposed to be like a Titan size or they're just a super heavy. That's super heavy, right? It's not a Titan. But it says it can pretty much destroy a Titan with a single blow. And the largest units in this game are super heavies, like Baneblade, Lord of Skulls, Obelisk, Gargantuan God, stuff like that. This is a new city. These guys do like to expand. It's crazy they build a city here. They're very aggressive with their expansion, the Tau. I guess Lord of Skulls has these tanks, you know, when he's done with a Kruger Moon campaign, he's going in a binging. Drinking binge. Being a Lord of Skulls per nerve, we eventually be able to kill it. Well, we have nuclear weapons. They are very destructive. Now the Americans have what they called railguns now as well. I'm sure the railguns and the nuclear weapons can destroy a lot of skulls. If the Americans can do it, they probably invent something that can do it. That's, you know, how the America works. They do definitely like to build cities around. this point, no doubt the Russians and the Chinese can match them in producing whatever would be necessary to defeat Lord of Skulls on Earth.
Oh my god! Have you seen that shit? Holy shit! What the hell?
A lot of skulls totally crippled them. I probably best to disable that shit, since there is no quest either. LHTV lunch is ready. Mountain Dew and pork rinds. You have a picture? Can't say such things here and don't have a picture. Don't you have a phone? Just upload that shit to Google or somewhere and just give us a picture. In this day and age, you can't show off with a lunch if you don't have a picture. It's illegal. You cooked 10 kilograms of chicken today? What the hell? What for? Meal preps. Five kilograms of rice and pasta. Damn. How long did it took you? Must have taken hours. Was the wrong button there. He's gonna be active for a few more turns. We have no more ore right now. The Tau cities looks like cities of the future. Also, look at they want to try to build more cities here. Was a mobile hall projector here. Looks like something is next to it, maybe a enslaver. Totally overdone it with energy, this game. Huh. They're trying hard to kill that Catan. Slavers. My planet. Mine. Holy shit, they still... I thought I would kill 4 of them, there's only 2. Since Catans are such a pain in the ass, if we can counter them. Didn't even need to get an obelisk this campaign, this game. What did this mob had? One siren caster, one old one artifact, and one mobile holo projector. That's on very low artifacts. Otherwise there will be like 5 of them on medium. A tiny mob. It's one of each. One is a +2 loyalty, plus an acquisition if you're Space Marines per city. And one is 10% damage, one is 10% health. There's something satisfying about using monoliths with the Necrons.
my god! Have you seen that shit? Holy shit!
Thank you, Spirit.
What the hell?
It's like one Captain America with 5 helicarriers, and they can't even kill Captain America here. It doesn't seem like a very good weapon against the cities on the monolith. Like Doomsday Arcs, I guess. Victory. So up to this point they actually had a chance against Tau. We were this much behind at this point. It's definitely not with Awesome Militarum on tiny maps again. You also have to consider playing on even if you want to get start fighting from the early game. Yeah, that's it, boys. That's it for the Necron game. It's gonna be also it for today. Tomorrow we'll play with Tyranids, and in 2 days we'll play Porm Lockdown back to regular stream. Hours. Short streams for 2 days. Binge watching some TV shows. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.